morning, gorgeous. Lovely to see you. Just got to show you because I just don't feel like getting that cold. This is the day. Such a lot of contrast between the sky and the land. Smoke from people's fires, it's just drifting across. So the wind is clearly from the east. And it's otherwise pretty still and pretty cold. Morning, Linda. So I just want you to see that there is still a garden out there. Poriwa, Joby, it's great to see you. Just showing you the outside world before I go inside. It's just, and the lawn is kind of covered in leaves, which need to go there and feed the ground. So, I don't gather them up. But there's the outside world, just so you can see it still exists. And now I'm going to go inside. I do have some little rocks to show you because, it's not the same as a garden ramble. In we go. There are chimes by the door. Big chimes people are always amazed by. Good morning, Amy. It's lovely to see you. I'm so glad I went for a walk. I just have to have the morning walk because it warms me up and it proves to me that there is an outside world. Right, the cushion. I've got to have a cushion, and actually I've got to start the timer. Mind the detail. Okay, so today's rocks are really interesting little fellows and felloresses. This is more tiger's eye, right? And you can see it's the blue one. And I was reading somewhere, I think in the same little photograph that I saw where I realised that chert was chert, and Chalcadini is Chalcadini, that this blue kind of tiger's eye that's called bullseye is something that hasn't quite made it to tiger's eye. There's a little bit there. It's an incomplete process, whatever it is that happens. But it's just rather lovely. And so this is the one I wanted to show off today, or rather it wanted to show off. You can just see the lovely grain, the sort of shine and glimmer of tiger's eye, bull's eye, eagle's eye. There's all these different colours and whatever, but I just like it. This is a synthetic stone. It's called angel glass. And, it's just pretty. Somebody gave us this. It's got a beautiful, it's just so soft, right? And obviously it's been polished, and I just enjoy it. And again, it's one of those small things that's easy not to look at, but it's gorgeous, and I enjoy sharing it with you. It's got, it's sort of faintly rainbowy. It does lovely things to the light. Hopefully you can see whatever's around. Of course it takes and does what it does with it. It's just a beautiful thing. Last but not least, this is a piece of rock from Morocco. And that's about all I know. I think it came from the desert there. I had a friend when I was still working in an office who went to Morocco, and I said, look, if there are any rocks that want to come back, and that's always the way I say it, then please bring them with you. And she bought me this, and she also bought me a fossil, which I'm not showing you today. But this is fabulous. Morning, Heather. Good morning, everybody. I can see little faces, but Facebook doesn't always tell me who you are. Good morning, Nora. So, isn't it glorious? And it's like it's been polished, and how do you get shapes like that? I've no idea. But when sand is blasting over many, many years, who knows what it does to surfaces, but I think it's brilliant. It's not a fossil. It really is a piece of rock. And no, I don't know what it is. Anybody's welcome to have theories. So, today, that's what we've been looking at. And we had such an awesome conversation yesterday. I so enjoyed it. And I so love that we can do a few minutes with our eyes open, changing our state, and I can feel us doing it. Morning, Julian. Morning, Jen. Whee, it's great to see you. And I just love that because, this is where it's all about for me, is actually being able to make a difference in my life today now. And some of you have been telling me some quite complex stuff that's going on for you, and there's all this, emotions and situations and things that you're wondering about, where you're going to go in your future, what you're going to do, and very distracting and distressing and difficult things that have happened in the past, and they're all whirling around inside your head and your body, by the way. Yeah, because, we never do anything just in here. Anything that's emotionally charged is going to hit the body. And it does it every time we think about it. Yeah, it is a really interesting rock poriwa. Just don't know anything about it. Possibly, as you say, maybe volcanic. And what it made me think of is something that Dr. Joe Dispenza, my inspiration, says often when he's teaching. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy. Period. Abigail, good morning, gorgeous. I'll say it again because I need to know this. I need to remember this every single day. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy. Cynthia, good morning. Morning, Amy. Now, here's the thing. Why is that so important? Okay, when was the last time you noticed your right heel? Now, unless your right heel actually hurts, which mine sometimes does. No, is it the right heel or the left? See, unless my right heel hurts, I don't give it any attention. But if you put your attention there, and most of us can do this quite easy. Ruthie, oh my God, you're awake. Ruthie is called Sleepy Bear for a reason. It's in Australia, so it's early where she is. If you put your attention in your right heel, before long, you pay attention to it, you will start to feel it wake up. It might even start to tingle. I mean, it's easy to do this with your hands. Most people, if you put your attention in your hands, they're going to start to tingle or feel warm or feel cold. And this is something I will one day, I don't know when, have the time to do this. I know because I've read it in Joe's book that there is research that shows that when you put your attention on something, of course, the part of your brain that relates to it lights up. Hi, Mary. So immediately there's activity in your brain. When you put your attention on your right heel, the part of your sensory cortex that's connected to paying attention to your right heel, it's awake now. And if you keep doing that, of course, it wakes up more and you pay more attention, more. That's where you put your energy. And so you literally, and people have done, they can create healings just by saying heal, 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 or, and we can do the same thing with negative stuff, right? The more you think about the fearful thing, the more fearful you think, and the more fearful you feel, and then you think more fearful thoughts. And so what you pay attention to, it keeps growing. It just gets bigger and bigger. Mary, hello. Where you put your attention is where you put your energy. And if you want to create a new future, Rudy, good morning, gorgeous. Hi, Magda, I'm sure you're not far away. If you want to create a new future, if your attention is thinking about something that's happened in the past, if that's where your attention is, you are firing up those circuits and you are reaffirming and recreating. Every time you think about it, you're recreating the chemistry. You are continuing to condition your body into that experience, and you're continuing to think within the boundaries of that experience. Bernadette, Michelle, morning, gorgeous. And everything is going to stay the same. How can it change? Your body's not getting any new information. And you're not sending any new signals to the unified field to say, universal restaurant, I want this today. You're just saying, give me the same old, same old, same old. And the universe is like, oh, we're just running repeats here. Nothing for me to do. So if you're thinking in the past, then you are locking your body and your life into the past. That's it. And if you're constantly anticipating some future, actually be it wonderful or be it terrible, right? This morning in my meditation, my brain was just rushing off into all these things I'm excited about. I'm still not in the present moment. The only place I can create is when I have my energy, my attention, my power now. I have to rope my brain in from all the exciting things that I'm creating, because I wasn't doing the being inspired by my future part at that stage. It's like, yeah, that's whatever, but now. What am I paying attention to? Where am I putting my attention? Because where I'm putting my attention is where I put my energy. And you may think, well, what are you paying attention to in the morning that you want to pay attention to more than your inspiring future that you've been falling in love with the last month or two? Most mornings, I'm doing a process where I create coherence in each of the energy centers in my body. And to start that process, you put your attention in the energy center. Because what are you doing? You're adding energy to that energy center by your attention. Oh, good for you, Linda. I'm going to respond later or I'll lose my thought. I put my attention in that energy center. I put all my attention there and my thoughts wander and I bring them back and my thoughts wander and I bring them back. That's just, the journey we all do. We talked about that yesterday. Put my attention there. Hold my attention there. Come on, sit, stay. This is what we're doing. This is the present moment where I want my attention now. And then the other part of the process, and we've talked about this too, that's the convergent focus, right? The other part of the process is to open my focus into all the space around that. So I'm literally taking all my attention away from that now. It's like I'm letting it dissolve back into possibility. When you stop paying attention to something, it literally disappears. Remember the quantum physicists who did the experiments and they realized that when they looked for the electron, it was there, and when they stopped looking, it wasn't. I know this is a really hard thing to get your head around, especially if something's been screaming at you for 30 years and you're really used to having it taking your attention. It's because you're really energetically and emotionally bonded to that past or the fear of the future. And while you've got all that energy tied up into your bonds with the horrible past or the fear of the future, you don't have any energy here. And so you can't create something new. And it's very hard. It takes a lot of energy to break bonds. That's why the hydrogen bomb makes such a big bang, because the process of the hydrogen bomb breaks the bonds between the hydrogen atoms. Kapow! Morning, Julian! Pretty sure I got that right. It's a fission explosion, not a fusion explosion. An atomic bomb, I believe, is a fusion explosion. Hydrogen bomb, fission, releases so much energy. And we have so much energy binding us to our past and to our feared future, and there's none in the present. So that's why I was saying yesterday, you have to really yank my attention into now, kicking and screaming sometimes into the present moment, because I know that as soon as I put my attention on that awful memory or on the thing that I fear in the future, I'm just reaffirming everything I've got and nothing can change. And I've experienced this personally. I'm speaking from personal experience. This is not theory. And I also know, because of what I've been learning, that this is fact. It's science. This is how it works. And it takes a lot of determination and energy to say, you mean, and this is what I had to do, you mean to say I've got to stop feeling all the misery about the financial frustration and the things I just can't change, and and all the unrecognized trauma and pain and everything else that most of us have got one way or another. You mean I've got to stop looking at that? And more than that, I got to stop feeling it if I want anything to change? Morning, Julian. Great to see you, gorgeous man. What? No. This is so big and it's so important and I'm so upset about it. I have to keep my energy invested in it. It's never going to change if I don't keep pushing against it. That was really how I was feeling. I can't put it down. It's never going to change if I put it down. I'm never going to make more for myself. I'm never going to feel happier. I'm never going to feel free. I'm never going to feel joy. Not that I even thought that was possible. Unless I keep on fighting all the things that keep it from me. But where I put my attention is where I put my energy. And where my energy goes, that's what I'm getting. So it's this really deep bind that I was in. and took me quite some time because I had a lot of emotional bonds to my past and my future. And I have had to practice bringing my energy back into the present moment. Wasn't easy, absolutely worth it. And I remember the times, this doesn't happen now, so many times, because I watched Joe Dispenza's testimonial reel. And I watched it because I learned from the people who have done what I want to do. And now I can actually say I've got more I want to do, but I have actually done what they're doing in my own relatively unspectacular way, but still super exciting to me. I used to watch them and say, oh, but they're different. It's not the same. My thing, it's just different. Nobody's talking about the experience that I've had. And it's like, I can't see myself there. Mine's harder, mine's worse. I really did believe that. And I mean, I would catch myself and I was like, Maddie, this is wrong. I know this is wrong, but I still really felt it. It came up in me like that. So, so I really believed. And now I can look at those people who inspire me too. And I still recognize parts of me that are going through the experiences they went through, facing themselves and overcoming their whatever it was to create what they desire in life. Be it, a really wonderful result with the business that they're building, or healing from stage 4 cancer, or whatever it is. It's all the same, by the way. It just doesn't matter what the thing is that we're struggling with. The answer is actually the same. You've got to stop paying attention to the very thing that's screaming at you and saying you have to fight this. And you've got to start putting your attention into your future. And to do that, you've got to get your energy out of your familiar past and all of that stuff, and out of the future that you so easily anticipate based upon the past. None of that is going to give me anything new. Can't. So, coming into now, and the simple process that we've been practicing, and I think we're going to do it some more in a minute, but I wanted to just explain this incredibly simple but really profound thing. That where you put your attention is where you put your energy, and this is what I say, where you put your energy is going to grow. It's only going to get bigger. And there have been days, weeks, whatever, where the sheer effort involved in yanking my brain back, or my thoughts, or my attention, my feelings, my emotion, from the thing that was just like, think this way, no, this, think this way, no, this is just so intense. And that intensity, every time I said no, I'm pruning a synaptic connection. I say no, it's like it's trying to reconnect. No, I'm pruning it apart. And there's so much mental remodeling. And I remember hearing Joe say this, that time when you feel like you're going insane and you're banging your head against your own brick wall inside yourself and you just can't break through, and you're kind of at the end of your emotional belief. Those are the words he uses. It's like, I'm just at the end. I'm done. I can't fucking do this. But I'm just going to go again anyway. I'm just going to try again anyway. I don't even expect anything to work. I'm just going to keep going, even though I'm just, forget it, whatever. There is that moment when you just give in, but you don't give up. You just let go of, oh, I need this answer. Oh, I need this thing to be fixed. Oh, I need anything. And just, I'm going to keep doing the process. I'm going to keep paying attention. I'm going to keep drawing it back, whatever it is that you're doing. And that intense resistance and chaos. He says it's the moment when the genes, for example, they're not quite down regulated from the old expression, not quite up regulated to the new expression, but they're right in the middle. And there's pruning and sprouting going on in your brain. It's like, that utter chaos and the sense of, oh, feck it, this is just too damn hard, is actually kind of where you got to go to get through to the other side. But to understand doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't keep going. Forget results. Just stay with the process, because the results are going to come usually when you just stop looking for them. Speaking from experience, just got to let go. God, it was so hard. And every time my fear comes up, I just know better that this is what I have to do. It doesn't make the fear less. It just means I'm better equipped to deal with it. So I've got to get my attention off the thing that's screaming at me, saying, invest your energy in your fear, Maddie. Make me real by looking at me, by feeling me, by... Because your body's still a bit addicted to me, and so I'm giving you the opportunity to choose. Are you going to indulge the addiction, or are you going to continue to recondition your body to a new mind and a new chemistry and a new way of being and a new future? It's such a deep choice. Some days it's easy and some days it's really freaking hard. But where I place my attention is where I place my energy. I can't get past that because I know it's true. And to yank my attention out of my past and away from my predictable future, or even my unpredictable future, and just right here and right now, who am I choosing to be and what do I want? So potently powerful for me. Tracy, good morning. I recognise your little face up there. So, that's I feel so much passion about this because I know the truth of it in my life, and I also know how very hard it is to do. And I know how worth it is making those very hard choices over and over again. To just, I can't do this. Okay. I'm going to give it up to a greater mind. I'm going to let the universe, which I mean, the real problem is I don't trust the universe. Hell, I didn't trust the universe. I didn't trust the quantum field. I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust anybody. So I had to try to control. I had to try to manage everything. I had to push. I had to worry. I had to feel sad because maybe if I cried hard enough and long enough, somebody would listen to me and I'd get the answer that I wanted. But it doesn't work like that. I really had to let all of that go. I remember when I was 21 and very unhappy and I had horrendous insomnia and being awake in the middle of the night and silently screaming, why? Whole universe resonated with my angst. Waiting, hoping that somebody would answer me. There was nobody. I didn't understand what I was creating. I get it now. So, I've used up all that time. But if you want to practice changing your state, go back to yesterday, about the last 5 or 6 minutes, however long it was. You did a great job. I felt it. It was awesome. It's Friday. It's been an amazing week for me. Look out for Resonant Replays over the weekend. And I'll see you Sunday, Monday. Very much love. So much love. Remember, where you place your energy is where you place your attention. I always say it back to front. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy, and where you place your energy is going to grow. So keep choosing. Very much love. Bye-bye.